Okay, so this is a pretty weird one. The Minnesota Wild have announced just a few minutes ago they've traded defenseman Dmitri Kulikov to the Ducks for future considerations. Now, the tweet here by Frank Saravelli isn't the most grammatically correct, but it does get the message across nicely. The Minnesota Wild also published this on their website. Let's go ahead and read this entire article here. Minnesota trades Dmitri Kulikov to the Ducks for future considerations. There's the graphic. Minnesota Wild GM Bill Guerin announced today that the NHL club has traded defenseman Kulikov to the Ducks for future considerations. Kulikov, 31 years old, recorded 24 points, 7 goals, and 17 assists. I like how they put the equal sign here. That's kind of funny, isn't it? A plus 23 rating and 39 penalty minutes in 80 games with the Wild last season. He added 1 assist in 2 Stanley Cup playoff games. Kulikov has tallied 198 total points and 494 penalty minutes in 805 career NHL games during 13 seasons with the Panthers, the Sabres, the Jets, the Devils, the Oilers, and Minnesota. Now, that's it. That's all it says here in the article. Usually these are pretty long. Oh yeah, they also signed Sam Steele to a 1-year contract. Very, very good acquisition over there. But it's a pretty interesting transaction over here when you see Kulikov getting traded, because on paper, this profile isn't really that bad. 31 years old, 6 feet 201 left-handed guy making $2.25 million a season for 1 more year. And you see the point production and you say that this actually isn't that bad of a player. It's just when Minnesota Wild fans see Kulikov getting traded, it's apparent to me that this is a pretty great move from your perspective. Firstly, because it opens up a roster spot for one Calen Addison, and secondly, because apparently Kulikov just wasn't really all too great behind the numbers, especially in the postseason for the team in the 2-game sample size that he played. Now, sure, 24 points in 80 games is definitely not a bad points per game number, but what the Wild are looking for and what a lot of Wild fans have been expecting out of this guy, it's apparent that he just wasn't cut up to the task, and they're all so much more willing to see what Calen Addison is going to be able to do, as he is a young prospect drafted by Pittsburgh, a right-handed guy, but he does have that versatility on the blue line. And he's a guy that's going out there doing very good things in the Iowa Wild system, and he had a pretty good stint in the limited Minnesota Wild stint that he had as well. Now, for Anaheim, this is pretty good because you're actually getting yourselves a quality defenseman, or at least a guy that proclaims to be a quality defenseman, a guy that seems like, on the surface, is a quality defenseman for literally nothing. It's Kulikov for future considerations. We know future considerations pretty much means just nothing. It's just a formality to go out there and send players and assets away for free. So for Anaheim, I mean, with the acquisition of John Klingberg, with the acquisition of Dmitri Kulikov, this team could have been a lot worse when it comes to the way they've traversed throughout this offseason. So Anaheim, I think I like this quite a lot here for the Ducks. Dmitri Kulikov is not that bad. I mean, Minnesota Wild fans seem to be more cheery when it comes to him leaving their organization, but that just has to do with circumstance. That just has to do with the playoffs, and Calen Addison and his development has been pretty good as well. So talk in the comments your thoughts about this trade over here. The Minnesota Wild have traded away defenseman Dmitri Kulikov to the Ducks for future considerations. I hope you enjoyed this Juraj 99, and bye.